It's your boy Ant, GodMade32 on Instagram, and today we back with another reaction, man. And today we got something real special for you. We got Erick Voss himself and new Rockstars, and they already got the breakdown for The Flash 2022 from DC Fandom, coming in hot. And I'm not even gonna waste no time, man. I'm gonna get into it because I still can't process what I seen in the teaser trailer yesterday. So maybe these guys could figure some way for me to wrap my head around all of that, because I'm kind of losing it. There was two Ezras. Let's get it. Ha ha ho ho ha hum.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erick Voss, and it looks like we just got a
What's
new
happening,
teaser
buddy?
for the Flash movie during DC Fandom. It's expected to be an adaptation of the Flashpoint Paradox storyline following Ezra Miller's Barry Allen
It's
after
definitely
the events
that.
of Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're not really sure yet, but it is going to be a movie that ties in the DC.
Hey, quickly. Yes, it's the same one from Zack Snyder's Justice League, but we're gonna leave that for the movie to drop. Or like the first real official trailer. Then they're gonna tell you the whole movie in the trailer, but I'm talking too much. Let's get it.
Multiverse with characters like Michael Keaton Batman returning, Ben Affleck Batman returning.
Yup.
I'm gonna react to this teaser, just give my initial thoughts. Hopefully we see some cool stuff in it, and explain everything you need to know coming out of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut that came out earlier this year, because that set up this movie in a big way.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
try to react to this quickly because we also have some stuff for the Robert Pattinson Batman movie coming out later. I'll also be breaking all that down, but first, the Flashpoint movie. Here we
Go. Yeah. Oh, so he's just watching it. I thought this was the breakdown, buddy.
Anywhere you want, right?
Is that Keaton's voice?
Any timeline, any universe.
That is Keaton. Ooh. Reverse Flash?
Nah.
No, that might just be Flash.
Yeah.
Why do you want to stay? Fight to save this
Saving
one.
Nora.
You changed the future.
Oh shit. Right. All of that. We gonna do it again.
Oh my
And
God.
again and again. Oh jeez.
Yes!
Yes!
I knew it was coming, but it looks awesome! Wait, was that a second Ezra?
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like Sasha Kaye, he's playing Super. Oh my god. So they're having. Oh my god! Just show us a damn Batmobile. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, they are actually doing
They not
this.
showing
This
you
is
nothing.
Super exciting. And they're doing it in some ways that I
That's what I'm
totally did not
saying.
expect. So Flashpoint was an event in the DC Comics that came out about 10 years ago, in which Barry Allen uses the cosmic treadmill to basically
He goes back in time. He stops it. He goes back in time, stops Reverse Flash from killing his mom. But when he goes back, the ripple effect that it caused from him stopping his mom changed the future. Mess. Flashpoint. Whole lot of things happen. Thomas Wayne Batman. Anarchy. Back to it.
build up enough energy where he can go back in time. And he does so to try to save his mother, Nora Allen, who we know his father, Henry Allen, was framed for killing. But we find out through some complicated timeline mechanics that the death was actually caused by Reverse Flash. One of these complicated predestined versions of time travel, where Barry Allen's act of time travel ended up creating this eventuality where Reverse Flash would exist and kill Nora Allen and frame his father for doing so. But throughout the events of the Flashpoint Paradox, Barry Allen ends up going into a Flashpoint timeline where instead of Thomas Wayne being killed, Bruce Wayne was killed, and Thomas Wayne, as a Green Father, ends up becoming Batman in that universe. It's also kind of like a post-apocalyptic circumstance where the Atlanteans have gone to war against the Amazonians.
Madness, I told you.
And the storyline ends with all these universes being kind of converged into one. That's what was called a New 52 in the DC Comics. There was a really sweet multiverse.
Quick side note. Regular comics audiences hated the New 52. I like that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, it was a bit hardcore, but I liked it. They was trying to lead up to something. They was. You know what I mean? Bringing back old school Superman was the right call, though. Back to it.
Letter exchange between Thomas Wayne and Bruce Wayne. It's just one of the sweetest endings ever. Now, while I'm working to try to figure all this stuff out, I don't know about you, but I like to put on some music or some podcasts, and
Nope.
Now, coming out of Zack Snyder's Justice League, in his director's cut, he ended up adding a bunch to it to make it its whole original film. And among the things he added were some specific choice dialogue from Henry Allen and Barry Allen. There was a line where Henry Allen says, "I don't want to see you running in place in Central City," running in place a nod to the cosmic treadmill. And the moment where they resurrect Superman, Barry Allen says, "Hey, look, something bad happens when I approach the speed of light. Crazy things happen at time." And the moment where he tries to sync up with the mother box hitting the water, he ends up not timing it perfectly, so he has to kind of reverse the time. And when he does that, Cyborg gets his vision of how all these horrible things are going to happen in the future. Darkseid,
madness,
Earth, Lois gets
death,
Batcave, Superman,
murder,
crazy, enacting the nightmare scenario
war
that Batman foresaw in Batman v Superman. And then later in the final act of the Snyder Cut, Barry ends up reversing time again to prevent the unity, which Cyborg and Superman were initially failing at preventing, but by reversing time, Barry stops all that from happening, but some elements of Cyborg's foreseen future remain in place, because we know from the end of the movie there's this whole nightmare epilogue, right, where Wonder Woman is dead, Aquaman is dead, presumably Lois Lane is dead as well, because Superman's still really pissed off at all of them, and Darkseid has been successful at using his armada to conquer the planet. But basically the implication of all these little changes is that Barry Allen has the ability to reverse time by running so fast, close to the speed of light. And that is a setup now for this new movie coming out later in 2022. But instead of Billy Crudup as Henry Allen, Ron Livingston is replacing him. Iris West is coming back from the Snyder Cut. And we learned last year that not only is Ben Affleck returning as his version of Batman,
so much goodness,
the Snyder version of the films, Michael Keaton is coming back from the original Tim Burton Batman films. And
real quick, all these superheroes in it. I said it in my like flash reaction, in my flash like teaser trailer reaction. If you go and watch that, like, it's shaping up to be like Justice League 1.5 in this joint, and I'm loving this joint. Like, y'all don't understand how much I'm loving this. Like, I went crazy a couple years ago for Crisis on Infinite Earths on TV, and it looked terrible, and it damn near was terrible. When I tell you that this got me so excited, I stood up and watched it afterwards, because I felt like I wasn't getting the feel of it when I was sitting down. Man, I'm getting too much into it. Back to it.
Knowing all that starts to contextualize what we see in this trailer. A Central City taxi cab pulls up to this mansion. We may be looking at Wayne Manor here, but there are two young men who get out of it. And at the end of the trailer, we see that there is not only Ezra Miller playing Barry Allen, Ezra Miller is also playing a second version of himself with a slightly altered costume. Now, I'm purely speculating here, but the movie might actually be having Ezra Miller also be playing Reverse Flash, which would be a really bold, kind of weird move.
That would be
Reverse
hilarious.
Flash is supposed to look and sound pretty different, but they may be saying that he's just a kind of variant of Barry Allen as opposed to something completely different. The voice we heard throughout the trailer was the voice of Michael Keaton, asking him all these questions. If you can go anywhere you want, any timeline, any universe, why would you stay to fight to save this one? So what is this universe? Is he talking about the DC universe that he came from, the one that the Snyder Cut took place in, the one that definitely needed to be saved at the end of the Snyder Cut? There was a dialogue between Batman and the Joker in which it was implied that Batman had gone through countless timeline resets to try to fix the ending of that world, but had failed up until that point, until it looked like he was about to form a truce with the Joker, perhaps leveraging the life of Harley Quinn to spare the life of Lois Lane. Or are we talking about some kind of Flashpoint universe that Barry Allen wants to fight to save? A Flashpoint universe that might show Michael Keaton as an older Bruce Wayne, implying that the Tim Burton universe is just some kind of altered Elseworld timeline, and Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne is like, what was wrong with this universe? Why do you need to save this one? Or maybe we're gonna see some distant future of the Tim Burton Michael Keaton universe, one that has devolved into chaos and madness, something similar to the post-apocalyptic Flashpoint universe from the comics. But make no mistake, we are in the Batcave here. That is the waterfall. That's a specific Michael Keaton cowl. It's just brilliant how just that silhouette is enough to get us excited. Now there's another cryptic shot of what looks like the top part of a Batman cowl on the ground with blood.
Real quick, not to mess with like a lot of people's nostalgia here, Keaton's suit was kind of trash, y'all. I'm sorry. He couldn't even turn his neck. He was fighting guys like, yeah. Now, mind you, first time I watched that joint, I was like 5 years old and I lost my shit. But that was like everybody. Everybody lost their shit. Because that's, for the older generation, that's the first time they seen Batman on the big screen. And for me, I think that was like the first time I seen that. That's the first time I seen him like real. I was like, cartoon. Then it's just like, oh, he's on my TV, but it's a movie. And he's like real. And I'm like 5. So, you know, that 5-year-old find anything good. But I digress. Back to it.
Spattered, and we know from the Snyder Cut that Superman had a similar cowl that he was just holding up as he was looking for Batman. Are we going to see elements of that same nightmare future? Are we going to see endless depths of the Ben Affleck Batman, part of this post-apocalyptic future that Barry Allen's trying to prevent? Now, it seems like there are 2 different versions of the Flash suit that we see in this teaser. There's the super techno-organic one with the pronounced abs, kind of the form-fitting version that has these Tron energy glowing lines coming out of it. But there's also more of a DIY version with yellow lightning bolts sprayed,
and that's from
that I assume is going to be...
I'm assuming, yeah, knowing that, I know that the newer suit, Ben Affleck Batman gives that to Ezra, and then it looks like, as we were watching it, Keaton's Ezra made his own suit. It looks like after he met our Ezra, it looks like he was just a regular dude. I don't know. Hey, I'm interested. I want it. I want to see it.
Secondary Ezra Miller that we see could just be a variant of Barry Allen or the origin of the Reverse Flash character in this film. And now, if you're curious about this ring with the Flash logo on it, that was made by Barry Allen forging his parents' wedding rings together, and it's compatible. It kind of locks into his suit. So based on this teaser, I think the general scope of the movie is going to be Barry Allen is going to build on what he learned about his abilities to reverse time from the Snyder Cut events in order to try to go back to the day of his mother's murder and prove his father's innocence. And also
it's going to be
his
Flashpoint. I lost my shit when I seen, but it looks like
that
was
his mother's death are far more complicated.
new Ezra pulled up at the front of the house, but
Reverse Flash, who's trying to
second Ezra was the one that touched her on the shoulder.
Reverse past that, and by doing so, gonna tap into some alternate DC timelines, which in the movie is going to be him stumbling into other cinematic universes within the DC multiverse, one of them being the Michael Keaton universe, as perhaps the most experienced Batman that he can find in the multiverse. And this Batman is gonna be kind of a mentor figure to him. And I really think that could just be the beginning of the different DC titles that this movie crosses over into. I think it's gonna be a pretty insane crossover. We already know that he crossed over with the CW universe and that Crisis of Infinite Earth
That's a
storyline
fact.
at the beginning of 2019. And I have a feeling this movie's gonna try to end the same way that the comic Flashpoint did, by kind of setting the new rules going forward for DC films. That you could have different...
Real quick, comic Flashpoint was sad as shit. They lost. They lost bad as shit. Yo, big spoiler. Big spoiler alert. They lost bad as shit. They were beaten, battered, and bruised, including Superman ass. I think Batman was dead. I hate to laugh, but like, Wonder Woman was a half a cyborg if I'm remembering correctly. Like, I think Aquaman was dead already. Mira was dead because Wonder Woman killed. It was a mess. A mess, but I loved it. Go watch it, man, on HBO Max. Go for it.
Coexisting Elseworlds. Stories like the next Aquaman, Shazam, and Black Adam films, but also this Robert Pattinson Batman universe. Stories that don't have to be connected, but they all kind of exist in this multiverse. Let me know what you most loved about this teaser. How do you feel about the possible changes going on with the Reverse Flash? Do you think Ezra Miller's alternate character is gonna be Reverse Flash? Is it just some other variant of Barry Allen who he's teaming up with? We'll be talking about this movie a lot more when an official trailer drops to give us more context of what the story's gonna be. But if you haven't already, subscribe to New Rockstars, follow me at EA Voss, check out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com, and stay tuned for our further coverage of the Robert Pattinson Batman trailer. We're so excited. Thanks for watching. Bye.
That was New Rockstar's reaction and breakdown to the Flash 2022 teaser trailer. And you see what he was talking about. You heard what I'm talking about. Please, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments, man. Are you guys excited for this? How do you think all of this forms together? Like, there are 2 Flashes on screen right now. There's a Supergirl in the back. Who is her father? Did she come here by herself? Like, is she like Kara, or is she like Superman's daughter? Like, what's going on with Flash in the back? Is he like Reverse Flash? Low key, he got the yellow lightning on his joint. Even though, like, it looks like just a DIY joint, but that could be like a little look. Like, yo, I'm Eobard in like the middle, and I'm showing you the yellow, but like, I could be reaching. I might be reaching. I'm probably reaching. But you never know, man. That's the multiverse. If you like what we got going on, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. It means more to us than you think. And go ahead and click that little bell icon so you can be notified when we upload new videos every week. Yeah, man. I'm too excited about this, man. Oh, man. I think the Batman breakdown is next. We out.